Good morning. Great to have you along on this Wednesday, the 28th of April here in the year 2021. I'm Scott Murray, David Hamilton. Delighted to have you all here with us this morning as we wrap up our two-day American Future Series Defense Innovation Summit. And we've got lots to share with you. We're going to be here the better part of the day. So get those chairs ready and settle down and have a good time. We've had some incredible people yesterday. I thought was over the top. We had some great moderators and some incredible panels. And I tell you what, just as a guy that spent 30 years as a news anchor, just sitting listening to some of those people, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I had no idea. But it was so interesting. It wasn't, a lot of times, some of that is so technical that it goes right over my head. But I was able to understand what they were saying, what they were talking about the future, some of the things that they'd like to do that we need to be a part of. And I just, I take my hat off to you because as the innovator, as the creator, as the CEO of the America's Future Series, well done, my friend. The way you have brought all these people together, and you said there were what, 170 people?
170 speakers, moderators, et cetera, panelists.
That's fantastic, David. Good for you.
Over the 6 days that we've had in here.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. What's been the highlight for you? I mean, you created this whole scenario. So for you, as you look back over what we've done here in the month of April, what's been one of the things you've been proudest of?
Well, I think your point about them being able to communicate, we've got people who try to have conversations, don't read from slides and give boring, dry presentations.
Right.
We're all zoomed out, right?
Yes, we are.
So and our moderators, very proud of our moderators because they visit ahead of time, they talk about things that they do, et cetera, and what they'd like to talk about. So they don't script things, but they have a general plan. And they've talked to each other, and so they know each other a little bit. I think that's really important, so that when people come together in this kind of a format, they have a conversation. And it's tough sometimes to do a lot of Q&A, and make sure the quality of the questions, et cetera, is good, et cetera. So if these technical leaders and these senior leaders have a conversation and they ask each other questions, I think that's far more interesting to us, et cetera, if it's done that way. So I'm very proud of the fact that we've gotten a lot of really high level people who are very knowledgeable, who are responsible for making change. Because if we're not changing anything, if we're just talking about how important it is, then we're not really adding. We're not really
getting the job done.
We're not getting the job done. So, like I said, if we're not moving the needle or actually breaking the needle off in the backsides of our near peers, if we're not really making fundamental change, then why do we do this? Every one of these people has a plan. They have prescriptions. They have solutions. They have examples of things that work, things that aren't working, et cetera. They're sharing those with each other. They are then collaborating. I guess bringing all these people together, especially since it's an international cyber, land, air, sea, and space symposium. We're bringing in our allies because we do believe in a sort of America together approach versus America first or America alone. We have to collaborate with all of our allies to ensure that America remains the strongest military, political, and economic power in the world for the good of the entire free world. And that's happening by bringing all of these people together and having, as you like to talk about, real conversations, right? Not talking past each other, not just preaching or whatever. So very, very proud of that. Proud of the volunteers, my business partner, Michelle Pearson, and all the rest, and all the people on our board of advisors, the 30 volunteers that we added in 2020 who are able to bring all of this together. Proud to be associated with you and Murray Media. Really appreciate your hosting us here live from your studios. Just want to thank you for your plus 10 years of friendship and support. I'm seeing all the big rubber chicken dinners and things that we've done over
the past. There have been a few, haven't there?
There have been a few, and we're going to do those again, right? But I'm really proud to be part of what you guys do. And if you would, I think it would be very fitting for you to tell us, tell the audience a little bit about what Murray Media does. Well, because may not know.
As I mentioned, 30 years as a television news anchor, sports anchor, and enjoyed every minute of it. But then my son graduated from college, went to Baylor University, got out, and started a television production company of his own. Had a couple of buddies that they did some things with, and I think he won a couple of awards. And so I thought, gee, maybe he was listening all those years. How about that? Because I used to take him every place, the Olympics, the Super Bowl, the whatever. And so consequently, he is very. I'm in front of the camera all those years. I wouldn't know how to turn the camera on. So behind the camera, he's the guy. Tech savvy, just so smart on all that stuff. So we created Murray Media. It's murraymedia.net if you'd like to learn more about it. Murraymedia.net. That's our website. and it just has really turned out to be a very successful company, which I'm very proud of, and give him a good deal of the credit for that because he is just so tech savvy to it. But now, as you well know, we've had to reinvent ourselves as a result of the pandemic. We were an AV company and created incredible audio or videos. We went to Normandy. Speaking of military and all that we do here on this America's Future series, we went to Normandy on the 70th anniversary of D-Day with 24 World War II vets. Just one of the most incredible times of my life. And talk about a bucket list right there. And we both won an Emmy for the documentary we put together. So that was a highlight probably of my professional career, even though I'd won some doing the news. So that was a good time. And so at any rate, we enjoyed that. But now we have a podcast studio. We're in our anchor desk here. We've got a conversation corner over there. We've got, so we can do all these different things here in our studio now. And if we're not out doing AV and doing videos out there, we can do everything here and have
all
people come right
high
here.
broadcast quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. The highest quality production.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
So I tell you what, we have a video that we can show you a little more about that.
That would be great.
If you'd like to. Well, take a look,
Let's
my
cue
friends,
that
and
up.
we'll show you murraymedia.net.
Ever find yourself in the market for video production or event audio visual services? Large or small, indoors or out, Murray Media does it all. Concepts, scripting, filming, editing, producing, directing. Corporate conferences, on-site live events, hybrid productions, Zoom webinars, streaming virtual broadcasts, and podcast programming in our state-of-the-art recording studios. From creation to conclusion, the Emmy Award-winning, nationally respected team at Murray Media will get your job done professionally, efficiently, and competitively. Our staff of media professionals remain committed, compassionate, and character-driven in their daily effort to create, capture, and compose the most compelling product possible. From corporate shows to industrial videos, charity galas to special events, even those with well-known celebrities in the house, television programs, TV commercials, PSAs, and website videos for professional or personal use. Check it out, our website, murraymedia.net. That's Murray Media, always poised to video your world.
Well, that gives you a little idea of what we done. There's my son, Doug, on the right. So this is one of the things that we've gotten a chance to be a part of that we never thought was going to be a part of our world personally. So, but Doug and I are doing a lot of this virtual stuff, and we do it right here now in our studios. Our couches and our chairs and our bookshelves and all the pretty pictures and everything suddenly disappeared, and we became a podcast studio and just a television studio.
Absolutely.
So, and we've got the podcast studio over there. We've had all kinds of people that you've come to know. Troy Aikman has been here, Daryl Johnston, Emmett Smith,
Daryl.
who else have we had here? I'm trying to think. Herschel Walker has been here. Drew Pearson, who's going in the Pro Football Hall of Fame this August.
Yeah.
So a lot of football players have been here doing different things for Wipe Out Kids Cancer and other events.
Well, I think people need to understand the gamut of what you provide. These large events you still do, great AV on site, plus this virtual world. Plus, you're great at connecting people with some of these top leaders, especially in the sports world, et cetera. You can help somebody put on their own podcast, have their own show.
Absolutely, the sports and corporate world, and the entertainment and medical and military.
Yeah,
those are some of the verticals that I would say that we really spend a lot of time.
So I would recommend anybody who's interested in doing something like this or beyond combination.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they need to contact you guys. So
no,
want to thank you for that.
Great. Yep, murraymedia.net. That's that simple. And Doug will be more than happy to fix you up.
Yep. Want to thank Murray Media. And of course, our main sponsors, our Bell is our big sponsor for the title sponsor for this 2-day event. We have great support from EY. And also Long Capture, and Elbit. So we've gotten a lot of support from those folks over the years, and in particular on this program. They do amazing work. They're helping our military and our DoD and all the national security organizations help maintain our safety, et cetera, helping them do their job better, et cetera. And just a shout out to them and thank them for their support, not only now, but over the years.
Well, that speaks volumes to you, though, David, because they see what you did create over a decade ago. And I called it a legacy yesterday, but I really think it is. I think this is wonderful because, again, having been in the broadcast business for decades, see the ones that work, see the ones that really didn't work, and what we've all become a part of with your America's Future series here. It's why I stay on. It's why I was honored to be on your board. It's well done.
I appreciate that. And I think
Yeah.
we added 30 plus volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
For 10 years. I just did this sort of as a volunteer thing. We did a few events a year, et cetera. Fully dedicated ourselves in 2020. Not the best year to be focusing yourself on events, but
Right.
we figured out how to pivot. Added 30 people because of the mission and because they all get to contribute. They get to say, they have ownership. They recognize that our mission is to not have a mission. Our mission is to find other people who have a mission, who are doing something important, and give them a platform. We want to shine the spotlight on those people. So we just simply want to be the wind beneath their wings, et cetera, like that. And so if there's a group like AFWorks or a nonprofit, the Dixon Center, and all these folks, any of these people are doing important work and innovation and helping advance our technological capabilities and putting capabilities in the hands of the warfighter. Our mission is to showcase them. So it's really not about the America's Future series. It's about providing connectivity, connecting people, having them do deals, small companies getting funded, connected, fast tracked into the military and the DoD to get their solution used. That's what our mission is. And by being a servant, this is a servant leadership notion, I think that's why it's grown. And I'm really proud of that, proud of all the people involved. And it's going to onward, upward. And we're going to have more events in the fall. So people should be tuning in for those. We're going to get an opportunity to honor a servant leader, Maggie Magellas, our 103-year-old friend who passed away last year at 103.
Special man, most
Special man.
decorated airman in the history of the 82nd Airborne.
Right.
He was a hero.
He was a hero. He's my hero. And we didn't really get a proper chance to honor him because of COVID, after he passed, and very small funeral. We're going to do it in a big way. We're gonna honor General McChrystal with the Magellas Award. He was friends with Maggie when Maggie used to take him fishing when he was in high school. So it goes all the way back to that. And we have General Petraeus, who's a past recipient and hosted events. He'll be joining us along with General Mattis. We put having this at the Bush Center. We're working out the details on that. So everyone needs to tune in for that. That's an opportunity to get together, gather again.
What's the date? September?
The date
Still up in the air right now, but it is going to be in the fall,
in
right?
late September. Mid-October is when it's going to be.
Good.
Just check the website out. If you'd like to be involved in that, if anybody would like to be involved in that, et cetera, we always need volunteers. We're looking for sponsors, that kind of stuff. We already have a lot of our sponsors lined up. We're going to do another cyber event, another space event, and another national security pitch day, another Shark Tank for national security solutions. So don't want to talk too much more about that. I think we'll probably need to get going here in a second with the actual show today. But I thought we'd tee a few of those things up.
No, that's great. Yeah. That's great. No, and thanks for the opportunity to share our studios here in murraymedia.net. Don't forget it. They are all over the country, folks. So
they are fantastic.
Love to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
So